Okay.
Test tickles.
Alright, so last time we left off, we had opened with a half-elf woman suddenly just careening into the midst of your camp, being chased by a herd of wild boar. You took them out and brought her with you for your own reasons, possibly out of guilt from the fact that you crossbowed her leg. But you guys went ahead and you traveled with her, especially considering you had similar paths that you were walking. And you managed to get to Scrabcaster about 8-9 days after you left White Flag. And you came upon the city where a little girl asked your help retrieving her cat from the forest, which she was absolutely not allowed to go into, and with good reason, considering y'all got almost beat by a blight. And thankfully you were able to walk away with your lives from that encounter, and you retreated to the inn in Scrabcaster, and in the following morning you discovered that Hith had taken on a few characteristics that he thought would help him blend in better, since, dragons are not super great. So that is actually exactly where we're picking off.
Someone on Twitter told me to say that he was a hairless dog. And then my God, I don't know where his wings came from. Pray for him. Ask the gods. He's sick.
Pray for my sick dog!
I'm gonna start collecting money to medical bills for my sick dog.
So only 3 silver pieces a day. You too can help a sick dog in me.
This poor victim of magic testing.
Alright, but yeah, that is where we're picking off. Hith is currently sitting on Remember's shoulder.
Does he look like Patch from 101 Dalmatians by boy form?
He is the size of a halfling child. He has elvish ears. He has your eyes, Safine. And he has Remember's skin.
Why did that make me just... What is that song? He has your eyes.
Pride is not the word.
Yeah.
So you guys are waking up at the inn. How would you guys have gotten individual rooms? I think you said.
We got a couple rooms, but I don't think we all
Is it
got
still the same
individual
inn where
rooms.
we beat the ghost?
No, that was
done.
Clacton. This
Okay.
is Scrabcaster.
Scrabcaster.
Go find Archie's uncle.
Or we could not do that. Probably a couple of rooms. We're not blowing all of our cash our first night, are we?
Each inn room is a silver piece. So
Oh.
whoever has a room, just go ahead and mark off a silver.
Take that out of our
Party fund.
party fund.
Yeah, does everybody want a separate room?
I think you and I took
Yeah,
pictures because we don't
yeah.
sleep.
I don't. You do.
Yeah, but I don't sleep a lot.
Yeah.
Remember's move is always to ask where the stable is and go pitch a hammock in the stable because there's never going to be a bed big enough for her.
Okay, so 2 rooms then, maybe?
Yeah, I think 2 rooms is fine. That's what we did at the last place.
Okay, so 2 silver out of the party fund.
Actually, we did 1 room at the last
Oh, we
place.
saw
didn't
a
we?
ghost last time too. Well, not a ghost, a specter, but still.
We did
A
so many
spookums.
things. Sorry, I am keeping track of party fund.
Okay.
Do you need a pen?
No, I'm looking for a specific color.
Ah, gotcha.
Just gotta color code our history so we know what to go back to.
That shit's
She really good
organized.
with that. So yeah, what are y'all doing on this fine morning? Carly, Rena would still be kind of recovering from being infected with the rot grubs.
Good lord, I forgot about that.
But that was probably one of the worst injuries that the group faced. Would you say that you guys would have made Rena get her own room, or would she have roomed with you guys?
Well, I mean, she's been traveling with us how long now? Because she started, it was only like a week into our travels, right?
About 4 days, yeah.
Yeah, and so we still have another like at least 3 weeks of travel. Right?
No,
Or is it-
you guys have traveled for a grand total together of about 9 days.
Oh,
I love
okay.
how she's been with us less than 2 weeks and she's the worst hurt that we've ever had.
yeah.
No,
it's ever happened
remember,
to me.
almost died.
I did
Yeah,
die.
And
but
you
aside
almost
from
died.
that,
Both of you almost died.
Only mostly dead.
Mostly dead all morning.
I'm not a
Yeah,
witch, I'm your
I'm
wife.
recovering.
Okay.
What you just said. I'm not sure I want to be that.
So you guys said that she would have stayed with you guys?
I'm assuming we're in the inn.
Yeah, you're still at the inn.
I feel like
So you
we
guys
probably
can go
would
ahead
have
and
to
put
stay
your-
with us.
People there.
Rinna, have you ever wanted to be a nanny? Because I suddenly have a human boy. Humanoid
My
boy.
boy.
I don't think you want me taking care of anyone.
I had a pet before and now I have a boy.
Have you brought him like into a common area?
No,
No,
he's
I woke up
hanging
and
out.
he's like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
but she's
hanging
not
out in-
there. It's just you and a member, right?
Well, he's been running back and forth in the hallways between our rooms apparently.
Yeah,
He is sweet boy.
yeah, he's been going between the rooms, and he actually, you saw him come up the stairs.
So he's been just going around.
He's been,
He's been wildin'.
I need a child
You don't
leash.
sleep. How did this happen to you?
I don't know, the DM said it happened and that's what happened. I need a child leash.
Sweet boy.
so
And he needs a human name. I can't just call this
So
kid
Hiss
everywhere.
is just sitting on the floor now, and he's looking up at you because you got real upset
I
with
was like,
him.
how could you turn into a child in such a form? I had a dragon that I could hide in a cloak, and now I have a boy.
Is boys bad?
No, boys aren't bad. I just don't know how to hide you.
You said dragons bad.
I know. The world's a wild place. You need a human name.
Okay, and he like starts climbing up to get onto your shoulder.
Oh, you're so big now. I can't hold you. I'm gonna just hold him on my shoulder and be like, well, do you have an actual name? Yes. Okay. Well, I can't call you that in public.
Why not?
You don't think that would be weird if you met a kid named Hiss?
It's foreign.
I mean, there's
He's adopted and exotic.
He's just got like a hand on your head, and he's like looking around.
I'm gonna just put it like dad style, like each shoulder has a leg kind of thing. And just hold on to my head. I don't want you to fall backwards and she's just gonna leave.
He's like holding on to her braids.
I don't know what to call him. I guess I can call you Hiss still. It'll just be real weird.
Mama, food! And he starts like yanking on your braids towards the stairs.
Ah. Like, alright, we're gonna go downstairs then. And we're gonna just walk him down and I hope he doesn't just eat bloody things as a small child. That's gonna be disgusting. Like, I'm gonna wait before I go down. Like, so here's the thing. Being a boy is fine. You be whatever you wanna be. But also, they can't know you do magic. And they can't know that you're actually a dragon. Because they will kill you.
So hide?
No, you can be just the way you are. You just can't say the M word.
Mama?
No, magic.
Magic.
We just went over this.
I am Groot.
Alright. And you can't eat bloody things.
Aw.
Okay.
Rare steak is fine.
Oh, we'll get you a blue steak.
He's like yanking, going, blue steak!
Yeah, alright. Let's go do this, you expensive child. Let's go.
You expensive child. Okay, so for flavor text, I want to have her remember walking in from like outside as they're
Gonna
coming
do
down
the
the
child.
stairs and being like,
It's Jimmy.
And he goes, Mama!
I need to feed this child.
Tiffany.
It's our friend Hiss.
They can do that.
And he's like patting your head at this point.
Wait, child. Now his name is just gonna be Child because she's like, I had a pet dragon. Now I have a boy. I don't know what to do with
Just
this.
call him boy. Boy.
Watch
God
out.
of War.
He's gonna
Boy.
want to find
She's
his
like-
father in the belly of the whale and become a real boy.
It was really fun for her to have a child when it was a doggo, but now it's a real person, and she's like,
I'm a real boy.
yeah, she's like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Alright, let's go eat. Let's go get your food, and I'm gonna bring him down to the eating area.
For context, can you refresh what type of place this is? Is this just like a little outpost? Is this a town?
No,
I didn't remember.
this is the proper town of Scrabcaster,
Okay.
where Clacton was more of a mining village.
Right.
Didn't really have too much going on.
Okay.
This is definitely considerably larger than Clacton, and it's also larger than Hollowbell, which was also just a tiny little village. And you guys kind of just stumbled into the inn like last night. You were beaten and bloodied, and you just like immediately absconded to your rooms. So you really haven't looked through the town. You haven't really done much of anything.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to go over names with this child now, because if we're all called mom, they're all gonna be like, this is the weirdest polyamorous relationship I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Like, we need to have like names for everyone.
It's never who you want.
Alright, so you guys go ahead and you meander on down into the common area, and it's very clean and very well kept. There's nicely polished darkwood floors, a nicely polished bar with, various bottles on the wall behind there. There's a fireplace that has some coals gently glowing. There was definitely a fire in there last night, but it's died down a bit, and they just have some stuff being kept hot over it. There really aren't too many people down there, but you do see a black-haired human woman behind the bar.
Oh no, we have to teach him table manners.
And when you walk down, she brightens up considerably, and she's like, "Oh, good morning. I see that your son finally came and woke you."
Yes, I'm so sorry. I had no idea he was running amok.
Oh no, it's fine. He was just circling the tables and exploring a bit. Don't worry, I didn't let him come to any harm.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Most curious thing, I didn't actually see him come in with you last night, but you all were a bit frantic. Is your friend all right? And she did Rinna come down with everyone, Carly?
Yeah, I'm kind of trailing behind the group. I'm kind of limping and traumatized.
I don't think Angarad's there at this point. I think she's still asleep.
Okay.
You're an elf.
You mean meditating?
Yeah.
So she looks over toward Rinna, and she's, goodness, are you feeling a bit better? You seemed a bit upset last night.
Could I have the strongest drink you have, please?
You certainly can, although it will cost 7 copper for it.
The cheapest, strongest
Certainly, it won't taste very well, but it's 3 copper for that.
Okay.
That's how we'll know Ingrad is trying to get away from us, when she's like, I have to sleep. And we're like,
Alright, so you go ahead and you hand over 3 copper. Hiss is still, just patting Safine's hair.
oh, I feel it on my shoulders.
And she hands you over this mug of absolutely clear liquid.
Oh no.
Aw.
And it smells just... It could probably take the paint off the walls if you rubbed just a little bit with it.
So healthy.
Amazing. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Were any of you interested in breakfast or drinks or...
And I'll just go ahead and order, whatever I can get that's rare and not super suspicious.
I could give you a few...
That's not what I said.
That's what you said.
No, you gotta do character voices. You gotta do your character voices.
I would like. Do you have any kind of meat dishes currently?
We do have some...
something that's not
We do have some cold chicken. Did you want that instead of the usual? We had a porridge that was simmering with a bit of honey and some wildflowers.
I just look up at him.
He's just very content to be on your
I'll
shoulders.
just do one of each of them and see what he eats.
It will be 5 copper per meal.
That's fine. I only have silver.
That's fine. I can make change.
I can bring a silver. Alright, very good. I give you a silver.
Do you have like money? How much money do you have?
I have lots of money.
Oh.
She doesn't have any ones.
Oh,
I don't
that's what's
have any
happening right here.
singles currently.
Yep. So that would
Just to remind everybody of the currency: 10 bronze to 1 silver, 20 silver to 1 gold.
Oh, and then she can just keep the. You can keep the change. Thank you for watching my boy earlier.
My boy.
All right. And was anyone else eating?
Porridge sounds good.
All right. It's
Not there yet.
5 copper.
Sick.
And I have bread and butter for another single copper, or some spiced apples for 2. If anyone
You know
would
what?
like
Like
those.
all of it probably.
This drink is strong.
Method acting.
Well, I'm glad that it suits your needs.
It's like 9 in the morning.
Okay, so if you go ahead and do a full, like, everything that
English
they're offering,
breakfast.
it's a silver piece.
She a big girl.
Okay?
As soon as she like walks away from the table, Angra kind of meanders down, and she walks into the dining room, looks up, and kind of stops for a second. Sophie, when did you have a chat? I am very
In the
confused.
dead of night.
And he's like still on Sophine's shoulders, has not gotten down. And he goes, "Mama!"
We need to
That is
diversify.
incredibly incorrect. There's no way that's
And I just grab his shoulder and I like direct his head towards it. And grab him like, this is. We'll call her Madam.
Tia
Mad-
fancy.
Mad, she's not mad though.
It means nice lady.
Nice lady.
Okay, that's fine too. And you can call her Mom instead of Mama, because then we won't know who you're talking to.
Okay.
Small boy does not like proposition.
You know? Like, I won't know who you're calling if you call Lovis Mama.
Okay.
And then I point to Rinna and I'm like, now I don't know what you'll call her.
Mama.
No, because then again, I won't know who you're talking to.
Pretty.
Oh, Rinny's cute.
My younger siblings called me Rin, if that's easier for him.
Rin. And he like climbs down and
my
he's
car right now.
he just starts going around the table going Rin as he's like running around the table.
Hey, you can't go running around. Remember that this is somebody's home. Come sit down.
And then he comes and he sits down
Are
on
you
a
at the
chair.
table?
Sweet boy.
Yeah.
Alright, we have to think. What do you want to call him? Because you can't call him Mama too.
Mama too.
Alright, that works. That's fine. Mama too.
Remember, it's just gonna like scoop him up underneath his arms and just like hold him at eye level and be like, "How did you do that?"
He's 8 feet off the ground now.
He is him.
And he's like he like starts
His
flapping
Muppet.
his arms.
His Muppet hands.
Are eggs like a normal thing?
Huh?
Are eggs like a normal thing?
Yeah.
Okay, Tilda's gonna get some eggs.
You eggs will actually be an extra copper
Welcome to Denny's.
1.5. So it'll be 6 copper for
Fantasy
the breakfast.
Denny's.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Remember is way more excited about having a child than a dragon because they raise children in like litters in Berlin, so she's just like, yeet, got
And
him.
they're like tagged and stuff like that.
Not quite like that, but like just packs of children running through the streets.
And Sophine's like, no.
Yeah, fine.
And he goes, I show you. And then like you see his
No,
eyes
no.
change. You see his eyes change real quick to dragon eyes and then like back.
Alright, that's really sick, but don't do that again, okay? Your mom
You
will be
just see
so mad at
Sophine
me.
in the back,
Okay.
like waving back and forth, going, "Oh."
And he's just like swinging his feet.
Good.
Come here. Come sit with nice lady.
And he settles down on Angerod's lap. And
Okay.
he's like,
I'm gonna kind of hold him, and I'm gonna steal the food from Sophine and have him eat while I cast Detect Magic as a ritual. And just see if I can get a feel for what's going on.
Sophine's like, Ingrad's like, let me dissect you.
alright.
Cautiously, right?
Yeah, very
Very,
stealth,
very
stealth.
cautiously. Like, oh yeah.
She was like, "Hey, everybody."
You want to find out what branch of magic this kid belongs to?
Hufflepuff.
Oh no, not detect magic. Identify. Sorry.
Okay. This is absolutely transmutation.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is fancy boy.
He has changed himself into a child.
Ooh.
Is it just like innate magic, from what I can tell?
Yeah, this doesn't feel like it's like a spell. It doesn't feel like it's like something that was an effect of anything that he encountered. This feels like just what he do.
Hello, sirs. My sweet boy.
Ango
Sure, he's
McDango
not
here.
changing.
That is incredibly curious, and now I think I want to keep you with us. He's a little bit more. He's. You are.
I had to keep him regardless. Remember when we let you get rid of him anyway? Nice pet.
Sure.
My boy.
I like how Remember and I are just like co-parenting a small dragon pup.
And
our child.
the bartender, like when she came over and like dropped the food off, she definitely took like a double check because he's definitely got the ears of an elf,
Yep.
but he's got Remember's skin tone
Yes.
going on. And so
Yes.
she just kind of paused as she set everything down and then very slowly went back behind the bar.
You don't know how things work in Brillade.
What do they go? We are a blended family.
Alright.
Well, this presents a little bit of a problem. How are we going to travel with a child?
That's my problem. I don't know what to do. I need a child leash.
Well, I mean,
We could fashion one, I'm sure,
Also,
but
if he gets hurt, it'll be much sadder seeing him hurt this way than the other way.
correct.
My heart cannot take that.
he doesn't have to stay this way when we're on the road.
I'm like, yes, he will eventually grow up to a man.
Assuming we're speaking quietly
and
to
he's
ourselves.
like, he like looks up. He's got like chicken in both hands, and he's like gnawing on it, and he's like, "Man,
No, not now. Don't do that.
okay." And he goes back to eating.
Boy or a girl? Hold on, is his a boy or a girl?
Question mark.
Hist is a hist.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
It's a baby.
It's a bay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll love them no matter if they come out, as long as they don't have like cloven hooves or anything, as long as they've got all 6 fingers and toes in their wings.
My dog has transformed. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell this guy on Twitter what happened. I thought you should know it would change into a boy now, so I
It's
don't
a
know.
boy.
I don't have a
Small
nursery.
child.
Every child has
How old does he
they all
look?
alike.
He looks like he might be 5 or 6 years old.
Cute
Like,
boy.
and like for being the size of a halfling child, he's roughly half the size of Tenson.
He is teeny.
He's a little boy.
He's little.
Sweet boy.
We have to lay down some ground rules. You can't go running off. You have to tell one of the moms. I feel like we have like a babysitting group where like you have to tell one of the moms where you're going. You have to tell one of the moms, and they have to look at you and say okay and give you the confirmation.
And he like does the finger eyes thing back, and he goes,
I'm the
"Okay."
only one of us that's not one
Except
of
for Rin, she doesn't count. You have to ask one of the other ones.
Oh, Rin
You're
doesn't
too
count.
fancy.
I'm a nice lady, not a mom.
Yeah, it's
He's not gonna
nice,
count me.
I'm still gunning for Tia Fancy.
It's Tia Fancy.
Fancy.
Auntie Fancy. Tia.
Oh, I see.
And he like gently pats Angrad's hand and goes, "Mama, nice lady."
Yeah, a nice lady.
I'm trying my best not to be charmed, but I'm like, yes, correct.
She is like, I hate small children except for you.
I'm just unexposed. I have not dealt with a small child before. This is odd.
Remember's like, shit, 6-year-old, hell yeah, let's go.
I suddenly have a babysitter, and then I'm gonna like put my hand in front of Remember and be like, and this is
Mom.
aggressive, sure. And I was like, and this is
Mama too.
Right. Okay. Good. Glad we got the names down.
And Rin.
Right.
Yeah, that's the exact mannerisms you should say.
Why are you encouraging this?
And he has now finished his chicken, and he's just kind of sitting there, and
Are
he
you
goes,
still hungry?
"No, go over there." And he points to the stairs.
How about you play with this instead? And I pull out a gold piece and
And he just immediately grabs it.
I
Oh,
forgot
gosh.
about this.
He immediately grabs it and starts like gnawing on it, and he goes, "Hold more," and he can now easily hold.
Oh my god, I have like a little backpack.
He's just like,
his applesauce.
Please!
okay.
If I may.
"Well,
What's
no,
his,
I'm asking."
What's his plan of action now that we're here?
I thought this was the middle point. I'm gonna give him a bronze one. This is the only thing you get for the rest of the day. Unless you want to work and earn something later on.
Fine.
No
And he
child.
like snatches the bronze.
I'm like, no child of ours. And I like, oh my god, whoever is going to be a lazy bastard. Do you hear me?
He's a lazy bastard.
Exactly.
Angron's gonna take one of the little like pouches that she has, like a component pouch or something like that. She'll condense them into each other. She's gonna take a little pouch and like kind of open it up and empty it out. This is for you, so that you do not lose your coins. All right?
Okay. And he like shoves them in, and he goes,
Where's the two other
"Mama is upstairs."
Oh, okay. Go get it, come back.
Okay. And he like hops down and he like runs up the stairs.
All the rest of his stuff is upstairs.
Precious bean.
And he comes back down dragging your cloak as well as like his little bag. And he like has it so that the hood is on him and it's just dragging behind.
We have to get him one now too. We should get him one of those little like cipher like cryptex things, the circle ones where you like put different codes in to drop out like a prize. Except for we'll just put a bronze in there every time he pops one out.
Good.
So good.
How to
So
keep your
he-
dragon child busy for
Have
road
a
trips.
Pinterest.
He climbs back up into Angeron's lap and he's just like, "Okay."
This is literally a How to Train Your Dragon moment.
Oh.
How to Train Your Dragon child.
Also, I'm not getting that gold piece back, so I'm gonna mark it off real quick.
Yeah, no, any money that you give him is gone. That's his. That's his now.
As it should be. Correct.
He deserves it.
Angeron is slowly becoming a sucker. Hey, look though, if one of us dies, he still has 3 more moms, so that's good.
You're right.
Never have too many moms.
Correct.
Especially in a fantasy
I agree
world.
with that sentiment.
You know how women just die of sadness sometimes? It's really important that he has a lot of moms to go through. This is a fantasy world. Someone could just die of sadness.
Like secretly Sims 4.
Correct.
Alright, I don't think, do we have any business here?
I mean, Archie's father was here, but if we do not necessarily want to contact Archie's father, then I don't know what we would do here except refresh our supplies and.
Jared's coming back into town. Let's not talk to his dad until Jared's back into town.
But that would make it so much better. Or, wait, what does he do? He's a mayor.
The mayor of
We
Scrapcaster.
could just be like, Senor Mayor,
You still
we'd
need
love to meet you. Ho ho ho. Okay, bye. Just so we can see what he looks like.
we still need to get him out.
We
right?
can ask him for
Oh.
parenting advice.
I'll let you have another few minutes out of character. I really want you guys
No,
to
that's
be
in
here.
character.
That's all in character.
I'm saying we
You're
can
saying
ask-
all of that in
yes.
character?
You can ask him for parenting advice.
Now, I did the metagaming pigeon noise, so
Yeah.
mine was not in
Yeah, yours
character.
wasn't. Mine was.
I'm asking OCC.
Come
Oh.
Oh, CC. That's it.
I almost wanted to say OCD, which is why I laughed. I was asking out of character if we had gotten a map, because I didn't remember,
Oh no, we didn't buy a map yet.
right?
Because they just had local ones. They didn't have
Right,
a-
okay. Yeah, because my mind was like, we need to get a map still and like supplies, but...
Safine, when you say that, the bartender actually looks up again, and she, I'm sorry, you, which mayor were you looking for?
There's more than one?
Well, Lord Fancyleaf has recently, been indisposed.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yes, it seems he came down with a quite terrible illness.
Oh, thank God. The last time someone was indisposed, they got gutted in an arena, and they... Liz, don't go to a taste if it's wild. You just got sick?
As far as we know, but
Thank
the
God.
new mayor is doing very, very well.
What
Who
kind
is,
of sick?
who is the new mayor?
At Lord Ulox Furl.
Lock?
Ulox.
Dulacus! Dulacus!
Is a perfect
Note to self for later when you listen to this. Say the names out loud several times. I know that you tried to make it where there's nothing that can be done about the name, but they found it. They found the thing that could be done with the name.
Yeah.
They're clever.
Clever girl.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Tiffany. Those shoes look familiar.
What do you have there? What kind of illness?
Honestly, we didn't really ask. He seems elderly.
Could you repeat the name of the mayor that took over? I'm sorry, I did not hear.
Lord Ulox.
We were too busy making jokes.
Ulox.
Oh, I spelled it right.
F-O-X.
Because I was like, could you spell that for me, please?
Not for any purpose, I'm not writing it down.
I am writing it down. Alright.
So,
When did the mayor fall ill?
He fell ill. Goodness, now a few months ago, I believe. It's been some time, but Lord Ulox is doing. My apologies, it's still a little difficult to remember. Mayor Ulox is doing an incredible job.
I like the implication that they have lords, but they also have, like, city governments. That makes me really happy.
Do you have any idea how much research I did into the government hierarchy system?
I like the idea that they have, like, local elections for, like, their cities. That's really good. That makes me really happy. He's a lord, but we also elected him democratically.
Pardon me, madame, but I don't believe that we got your name. If you could...
Amethyst.
Amethyst. It's a beautiful name. I like
Thank
it.
you.
My name is
And
Giselle.
what was yours?
Giselle.
Giselle. Lovely to meet you,
Don't
Giselle.
cry.
Angerod.
What's the name of this inn? Or do you have a
I'm
name?
sorry. Who are you speaking to, Miss?
Son of a bitch.
Giselle, I think you mean. What's your middle name?
Please, Angerod was my father.
What'd you say?
I said sneeze. I didn't say anything.
Good some
Oh,
dice.
Sneeze. I see.
She gets confused.
Obviously.
She took kind of a large hit last night, so we're keeping an eye on her. We think she might have a concussion. We're not letting her go to sleep.
Yes, that does seem wise. I could have a healer come and look at her if you like.
It is not necessary, thank you, though. We actually have a healer amongst our midst.
Oh, lovely.
What was the name of this inn?
This is the
Just the inn in Scrabcaster. Scrabcaster.
the Silver Burrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Burrow as in a place where ferrets live, or burrow as in donkey?
A burrow like a place where ferrets go.
Damn it. I wanted to call it the silver ass. Sorry, it's taking me a hot minute to get into serious D&D mode.
We're not having a very serious night. We have a baby now. We have to take the fun where we can.
I need to color code my notes.
I just need.
I have all of the ones out that I need. I think. If I need any more, I'll ask.
Amethyst.
Yes.
Do you know of a good place nearby where we could get a map and some supplies?
Supplies. We do have the marketplace. You may find you might find someone selling maps there. What sort were you looking for?
Well, we probably need something local and something a little bit more,
Are you traveling far?
Travel rations. We are headed towards the capital.
Oh,
child leash.
well, the road will take you there. I don't quite see the need to purchase a map for that. But the market square you can find quite a lot.
Understood.
Thank you.
I'm gonna whisper, like, this lady's really just, like, opinionated. She just wants to tell us whether or not we can get a map and who the mayor is.
Yes, we've
Where-
never
where's-
met anyone opinionated before.
Where's Hist right now?
His is still hanging out with Ingram.
Nice. I'm like playing with trinkets and like doing little like coin flippy
He's
things.
stealing
with my
all of your
fingers.
trinkets.
Yeah.
He would absolutely be trying to snatch every single shiny thing you pull.
Yeah, like I'm wearing earrings and like a necklace and I'm very aware and I'm like,
No, he keeps like going up to touch the necklace.
oh, that's right. He's like itty. He's like here.
He's tiny, and he keeps going to like touch the necklace, and every time you move his hand away, he slowly reaches up to touch the necklace again.
So you know the little demon thing that the bad guy has in She-Ra? It's like a little baby demon thing.
Yeah,
That's all I can picture right now.
great.
Hold on.
Ew.
I will find it.
He's a little niffler.
He's a little niffler. We need to teach him some kind of etiquette. Like, you don't take things from your mamas.
Or anyone else. That could cause
Unless
issues.
they're. I'm gonna take a note out of, what's it called? Ford's. I think it's Ford's book. No, it's. Oh, Make It Rain.
This
Molly.
Oh my.
I did not recognize that at all.
That's all I can picture.
I can't remember that. I'm going to take a page out of Molly Mock's book, Long May It Rain. You only take from grumpy people.
My mama's grumpy.
You only take from bad grumpy people. Like, ones who are not nice to nice people. No, that's so
He's just like looking at you
Okay, everybody besides me.
now. Mama too?
She's not grumpy. She's a little grumpy, huh?
And he
he's grumpy.
he
Okay,
points over at
you're right.
Townsend.
You're right. Yeah.
Mama too?
He's a little grumpy too, isn't he? Okay, besides your mamas. Okay.
Rin.
You can and I whisper, I'm like, she could use the practice. You should practice skills. Maybe you guys can go back and forth and teach each other, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Rin. We got a game.
Let's play a game.
Don't hurt him.
I'll try.
Hey kid, you like theft?
And he's like, his eyes are kind of starting to like drift close.
Why don't you go to the room and take a nap? Or you can sleep on, I forgot what I already called you, Mom.
Mom.
You can sleep on your mom's lap. She's a little bit bigger. You
Angry
can sleep on
eyebrows.
her.
Remember, is going to make what in Burlead we call a sling or a papoose. So he's just got like a place to hang out where her boob is not.
Oh my god!
He immediately falls asleep.
Good.
Perfect.
Sweetie.
Much approval.
Listen, you can't stab things with a child on your other side. Like, you can't have a child for a boob and stab
Why
things.
not? It's part of training.
What if they stab him?
They can't. That's part of training. You learn how to defend the side that you have the child slung to. What happens when you're walking through the desert with your family? What are you supposed to do?
I've never walked through a desert with my
Exactly.
family.
In all fairness, he is probably about the size of the breast that she is missing, so just filling in the space, you know?
I mean, I did get rid of it so I would have better mobility. That's not the point. Listen.
Remove sign that says police.
Samson's gonna walk up to Amethyst. Excuse me, Amethyst.
Yes.
Do you happen to have any temples here locally in town?
Not necessarily temples. We do have a few churches.
Ah, yes. Could you happen to tell me where they're at?
Yes, if you go just down the road a ways and head north, you'll find the Church of the Twin-Faced Gods, Gillinor and Gillinay, if you're unfamiliar. We also have one for Jalen and one for Felena.
And we're having a potluck this Wednesday. You're invited.
And so you said the one is down the road and north.
Just up the road and north, yes, and then the others are a bit to the south of town. Those are a bit closer to a shrine. They're not quite so stately, but they are nice places to pray.
I see. Well, thank you.
Of course, anything else I can help you with?
I think that's it.
Well, enjoy your time in Scrabcaster, and if you need anything, will you be staying another night, or would you like me to,
I'm not sure yet. I have to discuss that with the rest of my mates. But
course.
we will definitely let you know shortly.
Of course. Have a lovely day then, all of you. And if you do need anything for those wounds, miss, we do have another healer in town. I know you said you have one with you, but if you do need any supplies or anything of that nature, we do have someone in the town that's
Thank you very much, Miss
suitable.
Amethyst. That is greatly appreciated.
Of course.
Rena is kind of dipping her fingers in the drink and putting the alcohol on the wounds.
Ew.
Sanitize them.
I don't know why you're being such a sad sack about it. I already took care of it yesterday.
Well, they still hurt, don't they?
We can fix that up at the room later.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Well, what is everyone's plans for today? Are we going to stay here another day and head out tomorrow? Are we heading out today?
This might just be, remember, rubbing off on me. But should we check on the mayor?
I think it's a little suspicious that he got sick.
It is very suspicious.
Yes.
Is it Archie's father or his uncle?
His
Father.
father.
Oh.
His father, yes. And Archie loves him very.
Shaw.
Hush, okay? You know? It's coming on real thick tonight, but that's where we're at, okay? I watched too much Gilmore Girls, and now I just have Michelle's accent stuck in my head, and that's where we're at.
Let's go.
That's it. No, as my thought would be, I do not want Archie to lose his father. And if he is as ill as they are saying that he is, then maybe Safin could help him, or God forbid if it was foul play, then we can help him figure out what happened.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We are in Scrabcaster currently.
Yes.
I think it wouldn't be terrible to make a house call. And I think, Sarah, we talked about this a couple of sessions ago. You said that Archie's dad is not a fan of magic but wouldn't turn us in.
Right.
But if anyone
Because-
saw us use magic, he would have to
He would, yeah.
let it
he-
go.
Like
he wouldn't be
his,
able to help us.
like his hands would be tied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
He's still in charge in a place where magic is frowned upon.
Yeah.
Frowned upon.
Brenna, is there a place we can, and I'm whispering this, so I'm just saying it loud for her. Is there a place we can find unscrupulous items?
I'm sure I could dig around and find something.
Just for kicks, you know?
Just for kicks. Let's go to the market square and get supplies, and I can find something along those lines.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
To the market square?
Yes?
I hope.
Can we turn the music down just a little bit?
Yeah, sorry, I'm adjusting it.
Is she seated?
She got up when I went in there and was like walking around and went to go poop and then went and just like laid down on the fleece with her arms back. And I put her back in her hammock and she just curled up and like yawned at me a couple of times.
Yeah, she
and
likes.
did not get back
She
out.
likes to be gently placed in her hammock, and then I pet her head a little bit, and then she goes back to sleep.
She was a little brat. She crawled up the freaking side of her cage, opened up one of the drawers, climbed into the drawer, and then up on top of it and started snooting around. And I heard things falling and like her scrabbling around. I came in, closed it, put her down. She did the same thing again, then I taped it. And then I hear her go,
She's pulling at the
and all of a
tape.
sudden I go in and she's pushed the cage all the way away. She's upside down, hanging from the cage, upside down, and then drops down and tries to open up the doors. And I was like, "Sss." And then when I tried to leave, she went running after me, so I had to like grab her and like slide her gently away and quickly close the door. I was like, stop it.
Sarah, can I borrow your player symbol?
Oh, I didn't actually bring it out. It's still in my room, but yeah, you can grab it.
Well,
Spell
he's grabbing
indisposed.
that. INDISPOSED. Indisposed. And then can I steal a blanket from you?
Indivisible with
Because I
liberty
am.
and
Except
justice
for,
for all.
You can grab a blanket from from my room if you like.
Eyes away. And I'll go sound.
You know what? I'm gonna go back over to Amethyst.
Amethyst.
What would you say? The new. His name is not Urok.
Ulax.
Ulox.
You rocks, dude.
Ulok. You said he was doing a good job as a mayor.
Oh yes, he's doing wonderfully. We're all actually hoping that Mayor Fancy Leaf wouldn't mind him just sort of sticking around.
In what fashion has he done? Has he made the city more efficient, or?
It just seems a better place to live.
How so?
Things are calmer now, and he is able to keep the threat of the forest at bay. Unfortunately, it seems that what we once thought was mere folklore is, in fact, rising up against us, and, well, that is how magic goes, I suppose.
Oh yeah, those bastards.
The tragic magic users.
You know, they're probably not smart either.
As long as you stay to the roads, then you should be fine. As long as you don't wander out too far.
Interesting. And how you said a couple weeks ago?
A few months.
Oh, a few months.
Yes, it's been 2, maybe 3 now. I really stopped keeping track.
How has Brave responded to your new leader?
Who?
Trade.
Trade.
I thought you
Commerce.
said pray. and I was like,
Well enough. We had a slight dip in the beginning, of course, as happens with change, but it's going very well. We've had people coming through, we've had merchants coming through, and really, there's no complaints.
Much from Athesa.
Well, actually, now that you say it, we have had quite a bit of exports, but
Wow.
we're on the case.
nothing that has stuck around. They're mostly travelers and tinkers and that sort.
I have a question. Do you accept the Merchant Guild's coins from Atesa? We just came from there, trying to get rid of currency.
No, they do have an exchange in the capital where you might be able to get something for them, but if you try to sell them here, then I'm afraid you won't. Well, Giron isn't their biggest fan. I'll happily take what coin you have, but I will have to take a bit more if it's stamped elsewhere.
I see. Understandable.
Was that all?
For me, that's it.
Yes.
Well, I have to say, already, we've been in this country for a couple of days, and you have been more helpful than everyone I met in Atesa.
You met all of us in Atesa.
Stand by what I said.
Well, I'm glad that I could be of assistance. If there's anything else you need, please just let me know. As long as you're in town, I'll try to do my best to help.
See.
Yeah, it was. Alright, to the marketplace.
So you go ahead and you meander on through the town, and Sabine, you in particular would note that everyone here is in a good mood. Like, everyone.
Thanks.
Like you even catch sight of a couple guys just run into each other, and like normally you're used to like if that kind of thing happens, like people are ready to like put up fists. These guys like try to help each other up. They make sure that each other is just like, oh, are you all right? Yes, I'm quite fine, thank you. Do try to have a good day, and they just part very amicably, like almost with a skip in their step, and that's just how it is throughout the entire town. People see you looking around and trying to figure out where the market square is, and they come up to you and help direct you. And so it takes you no time at all to find a very clean, pristine marketplace. And there are only 4 stalls. which, like, it's not necessarily a market day. But there are only 4 stalls, and everyone is doing exactly what they came there to do. You see people coming, you see them purchasing what they need, and very cheerfully going on their way. And all the while, and now all of you would note this, that all the while the merchants stand in place, just behind their wares. There's no hawking anything, there's no trying to get people to come over. They're just in a really good mood, and they're just standing and smiling and waiting for customers.
Something bad is happening here.
How big is the market square? Like, how far spread out is everybody?
This thing?
Yeah, it's that center there. It's really not too far. It's probably, I'd say it's about 45, 50 feet between the stalls that are set up. None of them look super temporary. It looks like they might have been temporary at one time, and then just slowly, like, they were built up. So maybe they started as just like a little push cart, and then someone put up some wood walls, and now some of them have some brick. The roof still looks like they need help, where the rest of the rooftops in this town are actually tiled, or even clay or carved, like carvings along the roof trim. Like, the marketplace ones are still kind of like roughly woven thatch roof.
Is there like a bigger gathering of people at any of the specific stalls, or like I want to get within 30 feet of the most people possible?
No, there's nothing. Like,
good.
nothing. There's nothing that is outwardly like everyone's hanging out here, everyone's congregating here.
Can we tell what's kind of being sold at the different
Yes.
stands?
You see one that has the same sort of metals that you saw with the Tinker, but these are very shiny and new. You see
I feel I was
you see-
robbed.
you see quite a lot. You see quite a lot of them, actually. You see some beautiful stones. You see some spools of chain that are put up there. You see another that you can almost smell as you approach, and you realize it's all different sorts of jarred spices.
Grains of spice.
You
Method acting.
You see someone who has a couple rolls of parchment that are held open with stones, and you see this 4th one that looks a little more permanent than the others. It looks like they've probably had more time to like make themselves a presence there, and they actually have various supplies for just an assortment of things. You see a couple whetstones, you see some knives, you see a couple things of rope, you see some horseshoes hanging there, so it's just a lot of different.
Oh, should we get our boy a dagger?
No. Well, okay. That was a Reagan reaction. Yes.
That was really surprising.
I was like, why didn't I remember to suggest that? Can I have one?
Yeah, go for it.
Um,
By his age, you would already have 3. Son, take this dagger. Only the one, Papa?
he usually has his teeth, or he's small enough.
Well, he still has teeth.
Yes. But I mean in a different fashion. They're a lot pokier.
Remember, gently lifts up the corner of his lip to see if he still has pointy teeth.
And he like
Does he have pokey teeth still?
no, he's got regular teeth.
Oh wow, his attention to detail is
Spot
top
on.
And
notch.
he just kind of like opens his eyes. He's like, "Mom, hi,"
Yes, hello, you can go back to sleep now. I was checking your teeth.
and he immediately just
So he doesn't go back to sleep hand where she like bats his eyelashes closed with her hand.
he's just like
Sweet boy.
just immediately calmed down again.
With all the moms at all the moms do that.
So I'm just gonna go up to the booth with all the shiny, good-looking stuff.
Okay.
Potential jewelry making supplies, and where there might be some certain stones.
Maybe we shouldn't get him a knife yet.
Okay.
So I kind of under the group.
Sorry, I need to get into character.
I I've been through here before, but it wasn't quite so unsettling.
Really?
There's something different.
Different how exactly?
Hypnosis.
The people seem so calm.
Dogs.
That's
I mean, do you remember when the woman, Amnesty, or whatever her name was,
You're worse than I
dun
am.
dun 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 dun
she
dun
said something about life just seeming better but couldn't name anything specific.
Thanks.
Hmm.
Is this the city with the blonde, supposed sorcerer?
That was
the previous
Clacton.
one. Okay. Well, what if...
Where
I guess
these-
this guy has been here this whole time.
Okay. Alright.
What if this is a
Okay.
count of magic?
I'm going to turn towards Remember and act like I'm checking on his, so that nobody can really tell what I'm doing with my hands or with my face,
Okay.
and be really quiet while I cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And really stealthy.
All of our
Like,
verbal
I am
components
masking
are
this.
lullabies.
As much as possible.
Okay.
That would be very good.
All of our verbal components are just going to become lullabies now.
Yes.
For children.
Good.
For children.
Lullabies for
Yeah.
children.
It has verbal and it has these.
Gestures.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely do detect magic. And as the spell kind of goes out from you, you pick up one person, 2, 3, 4, and
All of them.
it's everybody within 30 feet of you. And you just sense this magical aura around every single person.
Can I tell? Okay, I can't tell what kind it is. I can just feel it.
Yeah, you just know that there is magic.
Can
Okay.
you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
Okay. I'll relay that quietly. Remember, I've done a little bit of the M word that is not mama. And I think there's...
Metaphysical.
Ooh, you said it.
I think there is something affecting the people of this town.
How?
I don't know. I just know that it is pervasive. It is everyone here.
I kind of stiffen up and get real uncomfortable.
I'm gonna make like oogie boogie hands and make ooh metaphysical.
I thought they did not allow magic here. Sorry.
Wow,
Metaphysical
wow.
here. Watch your profanity.
I cover his ears and like whoa there, watch the cuss words.
I think it definitely has something to do with the new mayor. If everything changed after he took command, then it stands to reason that maybe he has something making the people happy.
Can I just do a general perception check to see if I
Find
can
out
get
if
any
the
more
water
than
system
what
that
we
they
got
have
just
on
Yeah.
initially?
Go ahead and roll perception. First roll of the night.
I gotta do something.
We've been going for 40 minutes.
Wait, what is my new modifier?
Oh, we've got new modifiers.
19.
Yeah, my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Angarod says that, you start looking a little closer at the people. You know, you're looking for, especially with what you've done, you're kind of looking for, jewelry and stuff like that. You're looking for things that stand out. And you don't see anything, what's it called? You don't see anything physical on them. What's this? Hold on, let me see if
Perhaps
I can
something
read on this.
metaphysical.
You see. Hold on.
It's
Sorry.
you like
It's
to
okay, I
spice
will wait
six
for a
of
drawing.
them.
of
Yeah,
something
you're
I did not
One
see.
spice. just want to say I have a +4 to do strength. Yeah, that's very exciting.
I have a +7 to Arcana right now.
Yeah, I got some banging modifiers, bro.
Okay. So as someone passes by you, like you're looking for anything that might stand out, and they lift an arm to wave at someone, and you see this brand on the inside of their forearm.
Oops, 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 oops,
Ooh,
oops,
can I
oops,
take a
oops.
picture?
Did everyone like take the mark of the beast here and was like, yeah.
Wait, what does the brand look like?
Daniel can send that to the group.
Jensen's the only one who's seen it, which means none of the rest of us will ever see it.
Do I recognize this?
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
Real quick, can I steal a band-aid from y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know whether.
We have band-aids. I can go grab them real quick.
And just like fell off. Well, it was doing so good, and then I did the dumb thing and forgot to put a band-aid on it when I was helping Nicole.
Gross, nasty injury.
Do you need antibiotic ointment?
No, I'm okay. I just want to get it wrapped up again. It pulled back up, so it's like separated again. It's not bad. I just don't want it I don't want it to dry out and then get caught on something.
I just grabbed two because that's what I grabbed.
Okay,
I put them on your desk.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, so you see that on someone's forearm. And when you see that, Tamsin, you start looking and realize that everybody that you can see has that little mark somewhere. And it seems to be around their wrists and their
Right.
forearms and their hands. You see one or two where they have it on their shoulder, you can see it when their sleeve slips a little bit. But that's pretty much where they're consistent.
Rina,
Yes.
you don't happen to have any tattoos, do you?
None that you're gonna see.
Well, that's not quite what I meant, but I'll take that as a no.